Good morning, everybody. We're gonna have a shorter-ish stream today, and we're basically gonna be playing some Karn Amulet. I just keep getting questions about what does this mean for Karn Amulet? Are we off Karn now? Was Karn just a meme, etc., etc. And the reality is that while I do agree that Karn is not the most powerful shell for Amulet in the current modern metagame, I do think that the deck is still quite powerful. So I decided to play through a league. I continue testing Field of the Dead. You will see it here. Honestly, I don't think I can make room for it in the sideboard, and that is the lone reason why it's in the main deck. Last time what we did is we played only one explosives in the main, and we were playing the Coalition Relic. What I wanted to try this time was to do the opposite, so to play Field as the 29th land, and then just have access to the second engineered explosives, which is a very good card to have access to. Another alternative would be to take out the Ballista from the main deck and play the Coalition Relic instead. So there's a couple of combinations to try out, but yeah, that's what we're gonna try out right now, and we're gonna see whether it's playable, I guess. I mean, it kind of always is playable. It's just like a matter of does it win or not. But yep, so we're gonna see how we fare against the modern metagame. I'm particularly interested in trying to figure out whether we can hang against Hogaak, right? Like, that is basically the question that everybody's asking, and that is why Trinket Mage I think is the best shell right now, because I think that it has the best plan against Hogaak. So if we find a green source, preferably a bounce land. If we find a bounce land, this is a turn 3 Titan on the play, or a turn 3 Karn with basically a land. Okay, I'm gonna keep this. This hand is definitely on the greedy side, right? Like, there's no questions there. But the fact that we are... Nice, that's convenient. We found our green source. We found our green source. Gonna play Scout, and as I was saying, the best thing that we can draw here is a bounce land. Now, does any bounce land do it? No. No, it needs to be a green bounce in order for us to cast Titan, but any bounce land will help us cast Karn. Steerings of course also counts. Bingo. So this should be pretty much game now. This should be pretty much game over. Never didn't have it. I am a powerful magician indeed. As clearly shown right here. So we're just going to swing. We can't transmute for Pact, so what we can do is we already have another Titan. I mean, we are so absurdly far ahead here. I guess that we can Pact for Azusa and cast Karn. I don't know what that achieves. And then I'm gonna be stuck paying for my Pact. Yeah, I don't think it's worth it. So we're simply going to just like attack with our Titan and get Simic and T-West. And that's it. How is a Healy amulet? I strongly recommend you check out the VOD from yesterday. If you wanna, I mean, I can spoil it for you if you want, but I think it's definitely worth watching. But yeah, if you want me to spoil it for you, I can do that. Yeah, I don't think my opponent can do anything realistically. Like Acid Moss, Double Bolt on the prime time. Second prime time kills them. It's there's nothing they can do. Absolutely nothing for them to do. Come on, opponent, let's move on to the next game. Like you're actually, I think that Scape Shift is actually advantaged in post board games. Yeah, like I have no idea why they're showing me Acid Moss. Like they literally saw that I bounced this. No need for me to show them Karn. I have you dead right here, my friend. There we go. Okay, so against Scape Shift, we want these, we want these. Field out, Bog out, Ballista out, Explosives out. Yep, easy sideboarding. I saw the vote, but I want to know your opinion. Oh, if you saw the vote already, I think that it's a worse version than the Trinket Mage version. Objectively speaking, if your goal is to win, I think it's extremely fun. And if your goal is to have fun, I think it's more competitive than it meets the eye. Like I don't know if it's possible that you can just like win an event with that deck. Okay, so this one is actually hard. Do I want to expose Amulet? The thing is, if I draw a Susai, it's so good to have the Amulet in play, because then I'm gonna want to hold the negate for the next turn. I think I'm going to Steerings here. See what we find. Gemstone Mine, yeah. So this is my second blue source, so I'm gonna find. I'm gonna get that. Enjoy the Amulet builds that you've been showing lately. Oh, thank you, Incubus. Is there any way I can put my sub to you going to Vegas? I mean, they are two different things. Like I have like the donation goal, which is one thing. Okay, I'm get punished. And then I have the going to GP Vegas thing. Oh, that was a mistake. I shouldn't have played this. Now I'm down on negate and my opponent showed me the Acid Moss. I was talking and I was autopiloting. I should not have played this because it doesn't even help me get a Titan next turn. So yeah, this was a mistake. Yeah, so they're like separate things. You know, that's the way that I'm doing it. But I mean we're getting close. We're like halfway through. More than halfway through, actually. That's cool. But yeah, sorry. If you are going to GP Vegas though, and I managed to get there, that would be awesome. If definitely come say hi. Yep, very punished by my careless play. Very punished by my careless play. Yeah, this is super brutal. I'm buying my first version of Amulet and I want to do the right thing. With Bergen Police, it's just a matter of what do you want to do. If you want to have fun, you can get the Sahili version. If you want like a most personally, I enjoy the Karn version the most of all of them. I do think that the Trinket Mage version is the best. No, Sahil is definitely the least competitive. The most competitive is definitely the Trinket Mage version. Okay, so I'm tanking a little bit here. I have different options. I can just hold up negate. I can play a Susa and hold up negate. The issue with this is that it takes the bounce land from my hand. The good thing is if I draw any bounce land, it represents a Titan next turn, which I suspect that my opponent might have their own Titan. So I think I'm going to go for that. And unfortunately, I cannot hold up negate and actually leave the bounce land in hand. So yeah, just like my play from last turn just really punished me. The good thing is that we know that the 4 cards in the bottom of the deck are not bounce lands, otherwise we would have picked that with the steerings that we cast. So yeah, we're definitely negating this. Negate this. I will tell you the same thing I tell everyone when it's pick up. I mean, it's just 75 cards, like 100. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's just like once you get the shell, you just move around with everything else, you know? It's gonna be escape shift. Oh, force of vigor. Alright, so we're dead now. I'm going to preemptively play the explosives on 2 because like this explosives is only killing the damping sphere. So I might as well do that and set that up for if my opponent happens to draw a damping sphere. But I think that we are not in a good place. We're not in a good spot. We don't have Trinket Mage, so just name Giant here. I mean, if my opponent keeps whiffing, that's that's our out, I guess. For our opponent to continue drawing blanks. Which they apparently are. Alright, so we're gonna get to Titan. The problem is if my opponent does find their prime time, then we're gonna be in a lot of trouble. So here we're gonna make a cool play right here. I'm trying to set up to transmute for Pact of Negation next turn. So what we're going to do is I still have 1 land drop left. So now with the bounce land, I am going to bounce the Vesuva. I'm gonna replay it as a Simic Growth Chamber, and then bounce the Tolerate West. And what this does is it helps me. it basically helps me achieve double blue without needing to use my Gemstone Mine. This is the turn, opponent. If they find a threat here to kill me, that will be game for them. But if they don't, then I am gonna lock it up. That negate came in real clutch in there. Countering their Summoner Spect. Reclamation Sage. You got it. That is not a threat. So 3 to transmute, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we can Titan as well. We can play Sacred Titan. I don't see why not. Well, now it makes it even easier. So do I have lethal? 6. That's gonna be 14. So it's not lethal. So instead of hasting this Titan, I am just going to transmute. For Pact of Negation. And this should look it up. What is EE on 2 for? Damping Sphere. It's really the only reason why like I just don't have a better card, right? So the explosives is in there solely because of the damping sphere. And what I'm gonna do here is I have the gemstone mine already, so I'm gonna get double Telluria West. And the reason to do this is so I can, if my opponent does play a damping sphere, I don't need to pact it. But at this point, this game should be locked up. This game should be very much locked up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So they have 8 lands, so I would die to escape shift. So there's no real reason for me to get this. However, escape shift might kill both of my dudes, so let's do this actually. And this sets up. This sets up only one of my Titans to be lethal next turn. So if my opponent finds a way to answer one of them, the other one's gonna kill them anyway. All right, 1-0. Solid start. Solid start. That was very lucky that my opponent only had a single threat, and that threat was answerable for negate. I ended up not being punished by my play. I do believe that it was a mistake. Like my sequencing was bad, but it didn't end up mattering because they just whiffed for a million turns. And here, this is a keep. We are just missing an amulet or another bounce land, including Vesuva. Chancellor of the Tangle. We are super screwed. We're probably gonna die on turn 1, maybe. I don't think we can realistically beat this deck game 1. Yeah, it's just. Oh well. Yeah. Again, the most annoying and frustrating part about this deck is that I can't really scoop. That's what annoys me the most. Like my opponent can whiff. I am effectively I'm dead. I can't beat this. But there's like a very, very, very slight chance that they whiff, or that I just beat them somehow. And because of that, wow, Veil of Summer main deck. That's aggressive. Maybe they really have trouble. Oh, maybe it's because like one of their worst matchup is blue-white or something, so they have like main day hate against it or whatever. Interesting. Yeah, this matchup is, just this deck is just bullcrap. Like, I really don't understand how they allow this to exist. Oh well, effectively dead on turn 1. Can we win? We just cannot beat the Neobrand. Because that is the worst part. Even like Goryo's Vengeance, when they whiff, they are left with nothing, right? I guess they are left with like a bunch of cards, so they can win on the next turn or something. But here we actually like got nothing. Don't even know what I'm bringing in Rex Sage for. Maybe they have something that I want to kill. What could they? I don't think Rexage does anything actually. So I guess I leave in one Karn. I do think that I want to bring both of this in because Karn fetching these is going to be too slow. So I'm just leaving Karn in as just a threat that can maybe win the game. Oh, this deck is so dumb though. I am kind of just over it at this point. Just like, okay, sure, just take my money. Because that's basically what it feels like. It's just like somebody is just taking my lunch money or whatever. All right. Just getting bullied here. If I had a blue source, I would keep this. Okay, I'll keep this one. Bottom in the Summoner's Pact. And if my opponent has the turn 1 again, that's fine. Like, they got me, but I don't think I can take a turn off because it wouldn't be taking a turn off, it would be taking 2 turns off, and that's just too much. Like, I'm just giving my opponent way too much time. I do think this is a keep, and I think, yeah, bottom that. Opponent kept 7. All right, am I dead? It feels like I'm dead. Okay, you got one more turn. We untapped. That is something. All right, here we go. Edge of Autumn. You can draw 4 fewer lands to your library for a basic land, put it onto the battlefield tab, then shuffle your library. Okay, so they're missing land drops. Good to know, I guess. Put this into play, reset my gemstone past the turn. Probably gonna go for Evo. Yeah, I mean, I can only do my best to just path the Grisserbrand. That's all I got. So if they can go off in response, I'm going to die, and if they can't, I am probably gonna win. But that is what it is. I have 1 piece of interaction. That's it. I have exactly 1 piece of interaction. And there it goes. So at this point, I just hands off, and it's just a matter of F6. And do you have it? Oh, they had the Pact of Negation? Okay, cool. Sure, seems fair. So this is like, this is probably, that's it, right? They get to draw 14 here more. What are the chances that they whiff at this point? Just basically non-existent. I guess they have, like, they need to do some stuff. Because right now they have 13 cards left. So if their win con is in the bottom 6 cards, that is my out. And again, this is why I can't really concede, because it's not deterministic, right? There's like a very, very, very small chance that they just whiff. Like if they have if their win condition, which I think is Lab Man, is in the bottom 6 cards, then I might have a shot, because they can't draw into it, because they would deck themselves. Yeah. So I'm definitely, I need to path the Griselbrand, because it only gives them like 7 cards to draw, right? The way that I did it, my opponent had to find the answer, be it Pact of Negation, be it, I don't know, like another combo, and they needed to find the answer in the top 7, and they also needed to find the answer in the top 7, and they need to not draw the Griselbrand. So those are my outs, because if they actually draw the other Griselbrand, then I win, right? Because that means they can't go off. But yeah, so this matchup is just like a waste of both persons' time. Because it's just like, I'm just here, I'm not having a good time, I am just, you know, I'm just dying to this, which I can't really do anything about on turns 1 and turn 3 through interaction in game 2. But I can't really concede. Like, I would much rather be a deck that is just deterministic the first time around, and then when you know that you're dead, you just concede and you just get to move on with your life. But now I'm just waiting for my opponent to go like, look at this. My opponent's been using already almost 8 minutes of their clock, and like I basically have no decisions whatsoever. It's just like, do I path this? And that's all the decisions that I made. When do I path this? Those were the only decisions that I made. So I don't know. I just really, and you see what I'm saying? Like, they whiffed. This is so upsetting. I'm so upset that I just won this game. This is so upsetting. Like, the fact that I just won this game irritates me so much. Ugh, I hate this deck so much. I hate this deck. Alright, next. Anything I want to change? And this is what I'm saying. It's just, I can't concede to this deck because it just whiffs sometimes. I know, it's so dumb. It's so dumb. Like, I just have to sit through all of this. My opponent just used 8 minutes of their time to lose the game. They just went through a bunch of things and they just lost. How is this fun? How is this a thing that it's allowed to exist? So frustrating. And this is just like a terrible hand that has one piece of interaction for like turn 2. So if I don't die on turns 1 and 2, I might have a shot. But if I do, then I'm going to die. And I can't really mulligan this because Like the only better thing that I can draw is exactly Gemstone Mine and Path to Exile, plus like 6 other cards. So this is like the second best I can do, and I need to keep this because this is just the kind of magic that this incentivizes you to play. It's so stupid. Like if I get killed here, I just get killed here, right? Like, but it's just, yeah. And look, I mean, I am not gonna get to cast a spell here. This is the only reason. I mean, I don't want to say the only. This is the main reason to run Spell Pierce over Negate. Like if I had Spell Pierce here instead of Negate, then I might have had a better shot at in this game. But it's the same thing. I'm just gonna F6 and I'm just gonna hang out here while my opponent does their thing for another 5 to 7 minutes or something. And I'm just gonna be sitting here hoping they whiff, because maybe they do, because they just did. So somehow this is what's happening. Also, they packed it, so they might die to their pack trigger if they don't win here. This is just ridiculous. I cannot understand how this is allowed to exist in the format. But hey, Stoneforge Mystic is banned, right? Stoneforge Mystic is still banned, so clearly too overpowered for this game, for this format. But well, how are you guys doing? How are you guys doing this fine Friday evening? We're gonna have a shorter stream today. It's gonna be just this league because I need to set some stuff up in order to go play a show. So what we're going to do here is my opponent is gonna need to have double Simian Spirit Guide and the Metamorphose, and I'm just gonna try to negate the Metamorphose. That is my out. That is what I have. Because again, they whiffed, and I'm just sitting here hoping they whiff. I'm going for an SU tomorrow. I still not say between Karn and Trinkets. Play Trinket Species. I think it's the best. It's the best version of Amulet right now. The list that I streamed on Tuesday, it got published today in the deck dumps, so you can check it out over there. But Fighting Needle and Griselbrand would be the alternative, but I can't beat the Gristle Daddy. Like the Gristle Daddy is gonna kill me. So here's when they're going to Summoner Spect. What could they be pacting for here? What could they be pacting for here that they can do at instant speed? I think it's better for me to let this resolve. Autochton Worm. Okay, they cycle. And now they lose. Well, that was a match of magic we just played. That was a match of magic we just played. So yeah, so the reason why I countered the Metamorphose there is because without mana, I don't think they can win at instant speed. Right? So Maybe they were playing Lightning Storm. Who knows? Yeah, that is just dumb. Like, something from that deck needs to go. Honestly, it might just be Griselbrand. It might just need to be Griselbrand. But in a format without Force of Will, you can't just have that running around. It's too much. Like, it's, as you can see, we just played 3 non-games. Like, we just made basically close to no decisions. We made 0 decisions game 1, we made 1 decision game 2, and then my opponent whiffed after drawing 59 cards, and they died. And then game 3 we made 1 decision, and then my opponent died to their own pack trigger. Just like, what is that? Right? What this is, though, this is a mulligan, and this is a keep. And I think here I'm gonna bottom second steerings. OP moves to 6. And it's nice that we have basically we have Titan mana, which is of course very good for us because we're only missing a Titan here, really. Might put him all to 6. This guy's probably dead. Yeah. So it's probably Blue-Red Phoenix. Interesting. I feel like I want to get this card. Again, I'm assuming Blue-Red Phoenix from my opponent. I guess even if it's Storm, it would be the same thing. Not gonna be playing it this coming turn, but unless I draw an Amulet. If I find an Amulet, I can actually play Amulet, Azusa. Okay, so now we know that we're playing against Phoenix, probably. Yep, it is Phoenix. All right. So we're gonna be able to, even if we don't draw the line, we're gonna be able to Karn for Cage, which is gonna be cool. He's here with that tier 1 sub. Good to catch you online again. Thank you so much for the continued support, Hisio. Really appreciate it. Welcome back to the Primetime Stronghold. Thing in the ice. Thing in the ice. Probably gonna be able to fully Asusa here. Very much okay with this. That was a good draw. Alright, and now we're gonna get Bog and Bog for sure, because I see a Faithless sitting over there, so I definitely don't want to enable that. Or maybe I'll let that go, actually. I guess I could have like a Metamorphose into Faithless Sitting or something like that, so maybe I do want to Bog that stuff away. The thing is, I kind of want to set up another Titan. It's very, very unlikely for them to kill this Titan, though, right? It would need to be like 3rd Bolt into Flame Slash or 3rd and 4th Bolt or something. That seems extremely unlikely. Play versus Neobrand and Magic Fest Copenhagen, and basically just hard move for Spell Pierce. Let's game 1, turn 1, and 1 game 2 and 3 with a single Spell Pierce both. Exactly. It's just stupid. Neobrand is just stupid. You know what? I think I'm not gonna bog them. I think I'm going to prioritize setting up another Titan for next turn. So I'm gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'm not gonna have enough mana to play Explosives on 2 and kill the thing in the ice. I do expect it to flip, though. But I don't expect the Titan to die. Huh, this is a tough decision. This is a really tough decision. So we have the answer for this set up and ready to go. So it's just a matter of which lands do I want to have into play for next turn. I think it's going to be Boros Garrison and Tolaria West. I already played my land for turn. And if I want to haste the Titan next turn, it has to get the Stronghold. So I think I'd rather have access to the T-West in hand to prevent against the worst case scenario. This also is pretty good because it lets me, like, if my opponent spends this turn to do something like, I don't know, like play Arya, I can spend this turn to kill the Arya and then still have another potential explosives to get rid of the thing in the ice. So that's also a plus of making this play right here. Nothing to do here. Slide a hand. Unless my opponent goes like looting into Double Phoenix or something, which we should be winning this game. We're gonna take 7 off of this thing in the ice, but unless they manage to put multiple Phoenixes into the graveyard, we should be fine. Blue. What is this? Blue and paying costs? Set Adrift? Yeah, that's not gonna work, yeah. I had not seen this card in a while. Interesting that people are back on this. Okay, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's not gonna be enough. So I can primetime swing. 3, 4. So I can primetime swing. Alternatively, I can primetime set up Pact of Negation. Is that something I'm interested in? Probably not, because it makes the primetime chump block. So I am not about that life. So I think it's gonna be primetime swing, get so Stronghold, Sanctuary, bounce, play Stronghold for turn, white, red. And now we're gonna swing, and we're gonna get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now Field of the Deck would be pretty good. Crossroads plus Colony Garden, probably. And even if they force the chump, I can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So that is 13 mana. That's one short. That's one short of playing Karn, playing Karn for Lattice and Explosives on 2. So unlucky. So unlucky. It doesn't really matter, honestly. We could just like just meet for another Titan and Field of the Dead and just kill them. So we're fine. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yep, we should be okay. Finale of Promise. So I guess that's a reason to bug them right there. Interesting that they went for the Thought Scour instead of the Lightning Bolt. They're going to for multiple, trying to set up multiple Phoenixes, but that is not gonna be enough. That doesn't do it. They're gonna swing for 9, and then they're gonna die on the crackback to the prime time. So yeah, I mean, chomp. You're literally dead on board. They should have gone for the bolt there and try to force my prime time to chomp. So they just put themselves on dead on board actually there. That was weird. All right, whatever. We want this card, we want this one, and this one, and this one. Does Field of Death still feel like a win more card? So it is. It has proven to be pretty good in some matchups. So the way that I see it, what it does is it takes a close situation and it turns it into like a done deal, if that makes sense. Like sometimes it will give you the out to certain lines against some matchups where you just basically lock the game up. Like you take your opponent from having like 1 or 2 outs in their deck to having 0, and it just shuts the door basically, which has been interesting. So I just continue to test it because it feels like it has potential, but I'm not sold on it. Like if I were to play a tournament this weekend, I don't know if I would play it, if that makes sense, right? Field feels like our monastery mentor. Yeah, I mean I guess that's a way to put it. Yeah. I have to sideboard a couple of cards out. Cyber 1 Pact. And I want to side out 1 land. It's probably going to be the Field of the Dead, actually. Like, Field basically only chomps. It only chomps Thing in the Ice. And Kalni, it's just better at chomping Thing in the Ice because it chumps it in the early turns. Ras the Full Blooded. I subscribed the other day. How do I get access to the sideboard guide? First of all, thank you so much. I really appreciate the subscription. Second of all, what you need to do is you need to join my Discord, which is the first link that you'll find over there, the Primetime Stronghold Discord. After you do, you want to link both your Twitch and your Discord accounts, and it updates every couple of hours or so. And after it updates for you, you're going to start showing up in the Discord with like your name being red, which means that your both accounts are linked, and you're gonna see access to the channels that are sub only, basically. So those are the instructions. The good thing is that once you do that, any future sideboard guys that are right, you are just gonna be able to have access to right there. So I think that overall it's worth it to do it this way. But yeah, this is a very awkward hand, but I think I'm gonna keep it. Like it has a ton of potential, and a worst case scenario, we get to like bog on 1, forest on 2, play these on 2, and then we can crack it on turn 3. That's a nice choice for a basic island. Gemstone Mine would be a great draw. That is not a great draw. So what are my potential draws, and how do I sequence my lands here? That's the Bujuki Ball enter the battlefield tapped. Mess me up. I think it kind of does, so I'm going to play it out here for no value. Because again, it leaves me the out to next turn play the forest if my opponent plays a thing in the ice here, which apparently they do. So unless I draw a Gemstone Mine here, which would be awesome, but I don't, because I'm never lucky. So now we have an out to kill in this next turn. What do you think about possibly trying to Felidar in the list from yesterday? You could skirt this if you wanted to, but like I don't see why we would want to go all in on the whole. Like I don't think I want to be going all in on the Felidar Guardian aspect of the deck, on the Sahili aspect of the deck. I mean, please Blood Moon me here. Ugh, that's worse than Blood Moon me. I would play Forest to maximize the turn to place, except that we are minimizing the turn to place, right? Like imagine if I had gone Forest on turn 1 and I didn't have these explosives to blow this thing up next turn. Like then we're going to be taking 14 from this. Yeah, we're dead. So I don't think that is the correct way to go. I think that the way that I sequenced it was better. Wow, they just randomly milled 2 Phoenixes. Must be nice, opponent. Must be really nice. So now we're put in a situation where we need to top deck exactly Gemstone Mine in order to path one of the Phoenixes. Gemstone Mine. It's not it. Alright. Do you have absolutely, literally nothing? Oh, even if they do, I can't win, right? Yeah. Okay. Okay. There you were. Alright, same setup. Also great content. Thank you, Raste Full-Blooded. I appreciate it. Oh, the Foul Bluid. Bluid? Like you could possibly find some value in flickering a Gracer, Karoo, or Oath at some point, but yeah, I don't know if it's worth it. It's just not a great card. I mean, I'm gonna keep this hand and be very, very punished by it, but like, what am I supposed to do, right? Am I supposed to like give up this Stripe Scout value, this answer to Blood Moon in Force of Vigor, this amulet? I'm not giving this up. But if we don't draw a prime time, we're gonna win. We're gonna lose. If 3 Karns the way to go now, I think I'm still on 4 Karns. Slumpty Dumpy, I think I have been happy with 3 in the Karn lists that I've been playing. To be fair, as I said a couple of times, I don't think Karn is the way to go right now, though. Like, I think that you should be playing Trinket Mage. I think that, objectively speaking, is the best amulet shell currently. I don't see a reason for playing out the second amulet yet. It just hides information, and my opponent has like Shattering Spree or something. Exposing the second amulet seems not particularly great for me. A Braid? No. Raz the Full Blood, thank you for the follow, I appreciate it. Alright, so here come the Phoenixes. Can we draw a Primeval Titan? Can we draw a Primeval Titan? Oh, opponent. Oh, opponent. Oh, opponent. People love their surgicals. Prime time. So I could have held up the scout activation in order to like hard cast this Force of Vigor. And like I literally have 2 answers to Bloodwind in my hands, so I don't think I'm interested in that. Look at the VODs to get the mage list. Yeah, I streamed it on Tuesday, so if you go to YouTube, you're gonna find it there. I always copy a link to the list that I'm playing at any given point, and I copy that into the comments, like into the description, the area. Sweet. Thanks for the 10 life. Can we drop Primeval Titan, please and thank you? Please and thank you. Please and thank you. I did say please. So this time around, I don't have Rex Sage anymore in hand, so I am going to hold up the scout activation. Blood Moon. Force this. It's kind of funny how well my hand lined up against my opponents right here. And how my turns lined up. Like I attack in the turn when they did nothing. I did not attack on the turn when in the turns where they did do something. And I'm hanging out at 21 right now. If they have another Blood Moon, I'm gonna die though. Yep. I regret literally everything I just said. We are in a lot of trouble. Primetime, please. Come on. And I don't think we have any more answers to this, so I'm just gonna play this out. Maybe I got too hasty to destroy the first moon. It's just like how unlikely is that we literally drew nothing, because like Steerings was a redraw, and Tolari West was a Titan. Well, Titan was a Titan. We have so many outs. But it seems like we're going to die now. Which really sucks. Oh, LOL. LOL. I mean, if they don't find any other Phoenixes, they did. Why do I even say things? Why do I even talk? What did they target? Nothing with the surgical? Okay, so we're probably dead now. And we are literally dead actually. Nothing. More nothing. I mean, brutal. Wow. We have 11 Titans, and we were not going to find anyone in the top 22 cards of our deck. 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. Well, it happens. What's up, Jeremy Garyok? How you doing? We're not playing brainstorms like our opponents, so of course we don't find them. Yeah, I mean, they found 2 Blood Moons in the top 15 cards, I think, or so. And then we looked at the top 28 and we didn't find the Titan. Bad beats. Bad beats. What? Definitely keeping this hand. This is a turn 3 Titan. And this is we're playing against Lewis CBR, who is a legacy grinder. So that's why I'm like, yo, you joined the wrong queue. Oh, there, he's gonna get caught. Oh, this is oh my god. Oh, this is so good. Oh my god, this is so good. Oh, this is so good. Alright, what do we do? Getting Pithing Needle? Oh man, yeah, Lewis is a funny guy. I like Lewis. Rex Sage, we definitely want Karns. Definitely want this. We don't want Bujuki Bog. I put a Tron in my Cyber because I expect a lot of blue. Why do I bring it in against John too? You would. I think that you have much better options against blue-white than Tron. It's possible to just feel that it's just a better alternative against Tron, honestly. Ballista out, explosives out. Actually, let's do it the other way around. There we go, much better. This is how my first game ever with Karn went. Turn 2 Karn versus Tron, landed him up. Yeah, that was very enjoyable. That was very enjoyable. Now this one is worth thinking about. I think I'm gonna keep 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this can be a turn 1 Amulet, turn 2 Azusa. But we have like 2 draw steps to make our decisions still, so that's also great for us. We do die to a Ghost Squatter though. Wait, is this? Oh yeah, okay, so we're fine. We do die to a Ghost Squatter and we do die to a Karn. To a big Karn, that is. I do think that's worth it. Because we are kind of very far behind already. So if Lewis has exactly Natural Tron into Karn, or it has to be a naturally drawn Ghost Squatter, we're probably gonna lose to those cards anyway. So I think that the boost in mana is definitely worth it here. So we're gonna go for it, and I am very aware of the risk, right? Like I literally just said what the risk was. But I think that it's worth running with the risk. Since we die to it anyway, might as well play the Field of the Dead here. Since we die to Ghost Squatter and stuff anyway, might as well play this card and hold up the Tulare West in hand. Yeah, so then I think that like Tron plays 1 Ghost Squatter and they like drew their one of Ghost Quarter. So I think it was definitely worth the risk there. Is Field of the Dead worth playing Mirrorboard, and if so, over what? Well, if you can see, we're playing, well, the Wujugabot is in the sideboard, but if you look at the list, we're playing it as the 29th land. I don't think it's worth playing over any of our other lands. So I don't think that you can use this card to replace. And in this version, I'm mostly running it. I don't think it's a good main deck card, but I'm mostly running it in the main deck because I don't think I want to cut any of my sideboard cards, basically. Hope that makes sense. This is a great hand. This is a great hand. No risk involved. Just a very good hand. Oddly enough, we still don't know whether my opponent is on Tron or Mono Green Tron. Louis going down to 6. Alright, so if we find an amulet off the top, we're probably going to win this game. Very unlucky. So unlucky. There we go. Now the question is, do I play the amulet here? And I think I'm going to. Play this, and now play this. All right, so Susa. Play this. This is land number 1, land number 2. So this is gonna prompt the response right here. What? Uh-oh. What do I lose to here? I think I lose to exactly Karn Liberated. So my play is gonna be Biting Needle for Karn. Because O-Stone doesn't do anything because the Great Creator is busted. Bounce this, needle. Again, I'm assuming that Lewis is a mono green Karn. Okay, so now they are on the other Karn deck. You could have Tron into Reality Smasher, exactly. Yeah, my opponent got punished by that F6 value. I don't think there's anything they can have here, because even if they TKS me, they take my Rex Sage. I minus Karn for Lattice. I Lattice lock them. I chump for 1 turn, and then from that turn on, basically I just plus on the Lattice until I draw a Titan, and I just win. Oh, so yeah. So Lewis says that they have Smasher in hand. Yeah. So I guess that if they had the Smasher, then things were gonna go much worse for us. Never mind, we're gonna win again. We were gonna win. Band Amulet is the best. I agree, Big Monkey. So bad for him to punt. He's a great player. I learn Legacy by listening to him on Moto. Yeah, I lose to him very often as well. He's a very good Legacy player. And we're playing against another Legacy grinder. This is hilarious. We're playing against another Legacy grinder. This is Cliffy. He is an insane Storm player, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, Lewis, it was a good match. I don't think it would have mattered. Like, even if you had Tron, yeah, for sure. Like, even it's kind of hilarious that through 2 entire games, we just didn't know whether you were on Eldrazi Tron or whether you were on regular Tron. I assume that you were on regular Tron because I don't know, you just drew too many. You just drew too many expedition maps or whatever. No, because you were dying to a prime time. So Smasher would have answered the Karn and then Titan would have killed you. And you can't. And I had Rex Age in hand, so even if you had if you Karn for Ensnaring Bridge, it just doesn't matter. Okay, so let's T-Rex into an Amulet because that is our out here. So unlucky, huh? So unlucky. Okay, so how do our land sequence looks like? We can play Cavern here, play second Sakura. We can play Scout Kalni to block. Next turn we can bounce and replay Kalni twice, and there's no way that we can make it to 6 mana for the next turn. So I think considering that, it's gonna be better for us to get Simic Cross Chamber here. Scout. Yeah, Prime Time gets you to break up Tron. Yeah, even if you keep Tron, it doesn't matter. Like, you answer the Karn and then I just attack your Karn with my team, and you need to chump the Karn even if you leave if you need the guy to block, if you leave the Smasher to block. 1 tramples and then you take 1 from the Scout and 1 from the Azusa, and baby Karn dies, and then take it from there. Yeah, the E-Tron matchup is very good for Amulet. Yeah, I literally top decked the Titan. Like, after the match was done, I top decked. I drew the card and I top decked the Titan. Colony Garden. Good old Champerino. What can I Karn for? The easy option is to Karn for Crypt. Honestly, I think it's better to put multiple champ blockers into play. I could Karn and set up Wormcoil for next turn. Does my opponent have lethal? I'm gonna have to chump with one scout. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's not lethal. Is that better than just getting primetime next turn? So next turn I'm gonna have 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I can Titan and get life gain land and Field of the Dead. I guess that's a plan. Okay, so it seems better to do this then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. Seems better to do this and not play the Karn. End of turn, I'm going to flash in both of these lands. I guess I'm going to flash this one in combat so I can chomp. And then next turn I can make a bunch of tokens. What's your favorite song right now? Good question. Probably the song that I have listened to the most and I just can never ever get sick of is Deathman by Carnival. That's the name of the song, and the name of the band is Carnival. Lateralos by Tool is also a very, very good one. Another Wayfinder. Please, no Hogaak. Sweet. Also no Bloodcast. That's just lucky right there. Carrion Fear. You got it. One, two, three, four, five, six. Yeah, so we have enough mana to Titan, and then we're gonna be making a lot of zombies. New 2 album coming soon, right? That's what I hear, but that's what they've been saying for literally years. So I don't know what to believe anymore. I don't know what to believe. We're not playing Bridge Big Monkey, and if you look at my hand, I have a bunch of cards in my hand, so the Bridge wouldn't stop these 2 ones from serving anyway. So also, all of my lands enter the battlefield tapped. So my sideboard looks like this. I don't think the Bridge is very good in Amulet because of what we are seeing right now. It's not easy to empty your hand. So yeah, that's what you're missing. Well, we have 2 untapped Trap Scott. Yes, we do, but that is still not enough mana, right? We don't have an Amulet in play. Gonna take 4 here down to 8. So the best card that we can draw is either Bog or Kavita Crossroads. So Titan gets you a bunch of zombies, right? Yeah, exactly. If we can win this, I like to. I think we do, opponent. Oh, I think we're gonna win this. Now the question is, what do I get? I think I want to maximize zombie production, and with that goal in mind. Actually, I think I'm interested in double striking the Titan. Okay, so let's think about this for a second. So I get Vesuva, copy bounce land, bounce itself, replay it as a... No, that doesn't work because that means that I don't have enough lands. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is gonna be... Yes. Bodos Garrison, Field of the Dead. That's 2 Zombos. We're gonna play Colony Garden. That's gonna give us one extra token to chump. Play this for turn. 1 more Zombo. And now we have instant speed, 2 extra zombies, and We can also transmute. We can set up transmuting for next turn. Actually, that's what I was trying to set up, Hisio, and it doesn't work because double zombie would mean that I need to copy these to bounce, and that means that we only have 6 lands, so we can't double do it. Wow, my opponent's going through half their deck, and they still haven't found a Hogaak. Wow. This is gonna be, now they're gonna sack to the Karn Fear. It's gonna be literally half their deck, and they haven't found a Gak yet. At this point, I think the Gak is gonna be too late, though. What if you copied one of his lands? Then I cannot bounce the Vesuva in order to replay it as a Field of the Dead. Because I'm getting this from the Titan trigger, and Vesuva cannot copy. Wow, still nothing. That's crazy. Vesuva cannot copy a land that entered the battlefield at the same time. You can only copy a land that was already in the battlefield. So doesn't quite work, unfortunately. The nice thing is that all that my opponent is doing right now, it literally does not matter. So that's cool. 0 cards in hand. Yeah, this game is over. Can I Karn lock them out next turn? Pay for Pact. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm gonna be some mana short. So no, it doesn't. This is gonna be a very easy block. Block here. Block here. Block, block, block. I don't even need to activate the scouts. So block here, block here, block here, block here, block here. And now Titan's gonna get Bog, and that's gonna be game over. Good to know about the main deck Lightning Axe, by the way. Yeah, those weren't some good attacks from them. I honestly, I don't think they have good attacks, so. Unless I have missed something and they have a way to kill this Titan, this is going to be game over right here. EOT. Flash this in. Make a Sombo. Flash this in. Make another Sombo. Untap. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. Now this is just easy mode. You would field to the main. No, I did. I mean, yes, with this version of the deck. How about double field here? Would be absurd. Remember to bounce the max on zombies. What if you copied one of his lands? You would field to the main. What if you run 2 fields and fetch them both? I know it's not a plan. I would never ever in the history of Modern want to do that. Playing 2 copies of this card is just incorrect. Just the first one is, I'm not still sure whether it's worth it. It's definitely looking great here. But the first one, I'm not even sure it's worth it. And I definitely don't want a second one. Like, no, I don't want to. What card should they print or print that would push Amy to tier 1? Summer Bloom. Exploration. The problem is that any of those cards just makes the deck actually busted, so they probably don't want to do that. So here I can double strike, but that doesn't set up lethal anyway, so I think I might as well just bug my opponent and close the door this way. Bog you, make zombies. Yeah, get back their gassed. I think it is good because of Hogaak. It may not always be the right to play field. Exactly. Alright. We want Path to Exile. We don't want Pact of Negation. We don't want Ghost Quarter. Don't think we want Karn, we want more Coil, we don't want this, we want Cage, and we want Tormod Script. Yep. It's a very, very nice and straightforward setup. I like it. Fortunately, this is a mulligan. I think this is also a mulligan. Out of 5. Out of 4. Okay. Bottom this, and bottom this. Yeah, I think I just need to get lucky here. Bottom this, bottom this. Yeah, I guess so. That is so bad. Like, I really need that third untap source because it's the Azusa. But I actually care about the card advantage from these lands. If we were playing the Fill in the Void, would you put it in for another land in the matchup? Yes, probably. In fact, in the trinket list that I 5-0'd with the other day that I was talking about earlier, I do think that Field is a sideboard card. I don't think I want it in the main deck. In fact, I'm just testing it in the main deck right now. Like, I'm not sure whether it's actually good or not. And this is the problem with Bog in this matchup and why this matchup is bad, while Dredge is actually a very good matchup. If you look at what, like, I just blocked my opponent on turn 1, and usually Dredge would take a lot for them to get set up anyway. It took my opponent 1 card to get the ball rolling again. And in fact, they're probably gonna sack the supplier here, and if they find a Gag, they can cast it on turn 2, even through a Bojiki Bog after their turn 1 Faithless Looting. So this deck is so much better than Dredge. It's not even funny. Oh, they just had the Gag in hand. Well, there we go. There we go. So now that Path the Exile that I have, it's looking very nice. The only thing is that I didn't have... I literally don't have mana to cast that Path, so... So I'm gonna take... 14 next turn at least. Even if I play the explosives, and I cannot draw both a Path and a White Source to answer this, so I think I just have to concede here. Amulet doesn't help me. If I drew exactly Amulet, I can still not set up a Titan, so yeah, we are just dead. I would need double Amulet to get out of this, and I can't draw both Amulets and the Titan as well. Yeah, we got, and that's why this is not like the Natty Bog. You know, this bog does not trigger the Natty Bog command. While if this were against, we were playing against Dredge, that was definitely a Natty Bog situation. But as I'm saying, I literally have no outs. Like there's no sequence of cards. This was like the absolute best sequence that I could have found, and that is still not enough. So. Go again. Yeah. Turn 2, Hogaak release a consistent bully play even through hate. Yeah. Yes, it is. Yeah, like this deck is pretty busted. This deck really is pretty busted. thing that blows my mind about the bridge ban was that this was a possible start without bridge, and they didn't do anything to stop it. Yeah, well, I honestly think that the play design team is kind of a joke. Like, so many absurd things made it through the play design team without being stopped. Yeah, unfortunately, these hands are just not good enough. Because they don't like to ban new cards, just like they did ban BBE and not the TitanShift. Yeah. So they kept 7. Yeah, so this hand cannot beat a 7 from Hogaak. This one is something. Okay. Keep. And we're gonna bottom a Prime Time, and we're gonna bottom Tolaria West. I really don't understand why they printed Hogaak in the first place. Like, it just blows my mind that they did. It feels like it just slipped through the cracks, and it really blows my mind that they didn't figure out that that was just absurdly broken. I guess so. This sucks. Because this delays the Azusa for one more turn, and I can't really, like, I can't even afford to bounce this. Like, I just need to bounce the Gemstone Mine and be very sad about it. I don't know how they would underestimate another Delta card. So the thing that blows my mind is that it's not that people take... Because some decks are busted, like Amulet, you know? Amulet was a busted deck with Summer Bloom and everything, but it took people literally years to figure out the best configuration, to figure out like how to build the deck, how to shore up the bad matchups and everything like that. It took people like 3 days to figure out the Hogaak deck. How is it possible that the play design has been playing with this card with that card for months and they didn't figure out? It really blows my mind because it feels very obvious to me. Even it's just like they are either just hiring the wrong people, or just look at this turn 1 Grafdigger's Cage. My opponent puts 10 power on turn 2 anyway. What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do about this? Exactly. It's just like, if it were uncastable for hand, just like the other guy. Okay, so that was the absolute best draw that I could have found. I still don't think it's going to be enough. And look at me get Force of Vigor here. Just wait for it. Just wait for me to get forced. Okay, so if I draw exactly Primeval Titan, I have a shot. But I need to draw exactly Primeval Titan this turn. Because I'm gonna need to chomp the Carrion Feeder next turn, so... Primeval Titan. Okay. So maybe I can survive one more turn thanks to this Crossroads. So maybe I can buy myself one more turn. 1, 2, 3, 4. Eight, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So I can play out the Simic Growth Chamber. And if I do that, that means that I can use the Azusa to chump. Well, I guess I can use the Azusa to chump anyway, but I'm gonna finish the turn with 1 more mana. Is that better? Because I don't have a like I can't play the Vesuva out because that means that Titan is no longer an out for me, so I need to copy the Simic Growth Chamber. And if I copy the Simic Growth, next turn I can gain 2 if I play this for turn. So how many does my opponent need to kill me this turn? So I need to jump with this. They can attack with everything I block here. That's going to be 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. $14, $15. So I guess that they would need to play like land and three 1-drops in order to kill me next turn. So I think I'm just gonna pass the turn here and hold up the bounce land in hand, because holding up the bounce land gives me alternative routes next turn. Well, I guess it doesn't actually, right? Yeah, I actually don't think it does. Maybe I think I should have played the bounce land out. Just wait for this to be Assassin's Trophy on the cage and just... I'm off of Modern Mood, not playing until Phoenix and Hogaak has been dealt with. Yeah, Phoenix is way easier to deal with than Hogaak. Like you just saw what happened. I mean, I have to not block here. The only way that I can win this game is if I not block, and my opponent does not have Assassin's Trophy in him. So I need to top deck exactly Primeval Titan, and I die to Assassin's Trophy. Tolaria West. Okay. Play well, get rewarded, etc. Is that enough though? Yes, it is exactly enough. And it is exactly enough because I held the bounce land in my hand. If I had played out the bounce land, we would have lost this game. I mean, we can still lose. In fact, we don't have lethal, I don't think. Now the question is, can I find a way? Can't exile the graveyard, it's not relevant because of cage. Okay, so yeah, if my opponent has Assassin's Trophy, I lose the game. So I can't play around that, because they just have too much pressure in play. So I'm just gonna act like they don't have anything. Which means Boros Garrison, Slayer Stronghold. This unfortunately does not give me enough land. So can I even survive this turn? Can I even survive this turn? I swing for 8. I get... Don't have enough to double strike. I get 1, 2, 3, 4. I cannot make Field of the Dead active. I guess that was a mistake. I should have left this card in play. I didn't think ahead enough. No, it doesn't matter because I'm going to need to bounce a card here. So never mind. It doesn't change anything. So I cannot make Field of the Dead active here. There's just no combination that allows me to do that. Here's the Assassin's Trophy. Okay. No, I just couldn't play around that. That's just too absurd. And that was turn 1, Grafdigger's Cage, Bojuku Bog, and gaining multiple life through bouncing and replaying Kabira Crossroads. Yeah. I don't think that Hogaak is comparable to Phoenix. You can slow down Phoenix considerably with just like something like a single Path to Exile or even Fatal Push. Like Fatal Push is a very reasonable card against Phoenix, while it does nothing against Hogaak. I just think the Hogaak deck is a little bit too busted. And yep, so as you can see, Karn is still very powerful. We still have a lot of matchups that are gonna be good for us, but just the Hogaak matchup is so much worse. Like our sideboard just doesn't really do enough, and we are using a bunch of slots to play cards like Mycosynth Lattice and like Wormcoil Engine and stuff like that. So yeah, unfortunately it's not the time to be playing Karn. However, I think as soon as Hogaak gets banned, which is very likely to be, I think I'm probably gonna go back to testing with Karn and trying to figure out whether it's the best thing to be doing. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things that make it busted, right? But there's like this card that you can only cast from your graveyard, which is like a... And that would be this is not it. But okay, there's like a Golgari guy that you can only cast from your graveyard, which is fine. You know, it's just a... If it had that clause, maybe things would be better. If it didn't have trample, things would be much better. If it had like delve, I don't know, like delve 9 or something, so it would be better. But yeah. So we lost to Phoenix. We beat... we lost to Phoenix and we beat Eldrazi Tron. We beat... what were the other things we played against? Korlash here to Blackblade. No, this is not the guy that I'm looking for. It has a name similar to Hogaak, actually. Phoenix just removes every single mana dork deck from the format thanks to Thing in the Ice. Yeah, that's actually... Yeah, that's fair. But it's not a big part of the meta, right? But yeah, I don't know. I mean, Field of the Dead was good against Hogaak being in the main deck, but I don't think that you can play this as one of... Like, it's not better than any of the other 28 lands that we're currently playing. So, if you want to play Field, I think that you need to play it as a 29th land. And I don't think there's any way around it, honestly. What could change is Coalition Relic. Like, this is the switch that I made. I actually have a 5-0 with this list. There was like when I streamed it last week. So maybe this is just a better setup. Having access to some extra RAM might be better. Yeah, Mapson is this guy that it's a 3 mana 3/3 that can only be cast from your graveyard, and it allows you to cast night cards from your graveyard. So it combos with like the Changeling removal spell. Hakon, thank you, Hakon. So it's like Hogaak, but the other way around. This guy, yeah, this is the guy that I'm thinking of. You see, you may cast Hakon from your graveyard, but not from anywhere else. If Hogaak had this clause, things would be much easier. It doesn't though, so the deck is busted. But yeah, it's definitely gonna get banned. I'm not really. Do we move back to the list in the sideboard with humans getting less popular? Maybe that's the other option. I like having access to the Ballista in the main deck, though. It really helps even against like blue-white and stuff. Blue-white has like Force of Negation and whatnot, so Karn is not particularly reliable and not very good to resolve. So having access to the Ballista in the main that you can transmute for against blue-white and set up a lethal Ballista is very nice. But maybe with Field of the Dead, we just don't need that angle anymore, because we already have a very strong alternate win con against blue-white in the main deck. So maybe it is in consideration and we can do something like this. The problem with this is that now I need to take out a card from my sideboard, and I like all my cards in the sideboard. So yeah, I think that it would have to be something like this. Yeah, I don't know. It's just sad because I really want to play Karn, but as long as Hogaak is still a deck, I can't really, like, if I want to win, I can't really play this version of the deck, which is sad. But anyway, we're gonna have this is gonna be a short stream today. Thanks everybody for hanging out. I gotta go now, got some stuff to do, and I have to play a show later this evening. But yeah, I will be back on Monday. And a recommendation, I'm guessing, yes, you can, the list that I played on Tuesday, that is my favorite list in the current state of Modern, and I think that's what I would play if I were playing an event this weekend or something like that. We'll come back when Hogaak is banned. For the sake of healthiness, they should probably ban Morphos at least. Maybe Morphos is one to go. Honestly, like, one of the decks that we played against was Grisher Brand, and that was a beautiful waste of all of our time. It really was terrible. Thank you, Mapson. Hogaak attacks to 3 with Hogaak Matchman does not differ much from attacking turn 3 with a 7/8 evacuation to your board and doubled 3/2 flyers. It is in the sense that you can use a Fatal Push and you can stop that from happening, Hisio. And you can use a Path to Exile, you can stop that from happening. So that is the thing. That is the big difference. No, this is not the one. If you look at the 5.0 dumps from today, you can find it there because it got published. So let me give you a link to the 5.0 lists, so you can find it there. It's towards the end. So that's the list that I would recommend right now. Yep. All right. So thanks everybody for hanging out. I will be back this Monday. I'm trying to see whether I'm gonna be able to sneak in a stream, maybe like a challenge over the weekend, since I'm gonna be in LA. But it's not very probable, so I wouldn't bank on it. So I don't want to promise anything. If I do manage to do it, then I will definitely let you know through Twitter and the Discord. But I really doubt that it's gonna happen. But yes, make sure you hit that follow button if you haven't done so. If you want to help support the stream, you can subscribe. You get access to these sweet emotes. The last one is for tier 2 emote. And you also get access to the sideboard guide, which you can access through my Discord. By joining my Discord and linking your Discord account to your Twitch account, you can get access to the sub-only channels where you will be able to find the Discord. If you want to check out previous stream, you can find them on that my YouTube channel, which you can see on that link over there. If you want to follow me on Twitter, you can do so at fpavloshmtg. And finally, if you want to help me go to GP Las Vegas, if I make enough donations to make my goal, which you can find over there, I always get got by the by the mirrory thing. If you want to find that, yeah, that guy, that thing right there. Oh, damn it! There we go. So that is the link that you can use to make the donation and help me go to GP Vegas, and with any donation of $12 or more, I will play your 75 through an entire league, just like I did yesterday with a sweet Saheeli Amulet league, sweet Saheeli Amulet list that we played through league. It was a ton of fun. I recommend you check out the VODs in YouTube for it. All right. So the only person that is playing Modern right now that I see is Treyon, something like that, playing Mono Blue Tron. So we're gonna give them a raid. Thank you so much. Show me some slow and sword. Yeah, you got it, Aaron. Let's do that right here. What? All right, I'll figure that out. All right, see you guys next time, probably on Monday. Have a good one.